talking about frugalism. So where would we get something to eat right now?
Well, right now we wouldn't. But when the stores start closing down, like Starbucks closes down about like 9 o'clock around here. I think Hale and Hardy closes down earlier. There's a pizza shop that closes down earlier. You just you start filling out the trash bags. So you start to get an idea of like Dwayne Reed. It's usually 7 to 9 they put out the trash. You know the places that are like good, that are like prepackaged, where like the food's not just loose and stuff.
And what about, is there anywhere in the city down here where you can get free prepared food? Like,
you know, I've walked into like Chipotle, and like I've walked into some of these places and asked them, hey, give me food. It's been really interesting, just practicing, like before I even like read up on anarchism, practicing mutual aid, I guess, like just being in this concept of a gift society and like trying to live my values and having nothing. So being like, all right, how far can I push this idealistic spirit that I have coming to Occupy? So I sat into a pizza shop, Papa John's down the street, and I said, usually you guys have extra pies lying around. I used to work for you guys way back in the day in California. Give me a pizza. And the guy was like, and I sat down, I was like, oh, he's gonna give me pizza. And then like half an hour goes by, and I was like, oh, he just told me to get the fuck out of here. And after an hour, they gave me a pizza. I didn't ask again, I just sat there politely and just waited. And eventually the guy came up to me with a small pizza, and I was like, all right, I did like Jedi mind trick on this guy. It took an hour, but like I felt really proud to. So like I went to Chipotle just saying, hey, you know, I'm going to a group meeting. Do you guys have any free food? And they're like, well, we can't give you burritos because cameras, but they gave me a whole trash bag full of chips. So you'd be surprised, and that's what like one of the biggest revolutionary concepts you can have is not only gifting but asking. And that's what I wonder about rich people and people who don't want to give. When was the last time they received something? Like, just with no reciprocation involved. And that actually changes you too, almost as much as giving. Being willing to ask help from someone and then getting it. And then also, because there's a lot of pride. And that's why, like, just asking people for rides on the subway stage. Because a lot of times I don't want to do it, but whenever I do, it inspires me again about people. Like, the fact that someone will just help me out on the spot.
What about like city shelters or like food banks or?
I stayed in a shelter a night or two.
They give you food there?
Yeah, they fed me breakfast and dinner, and they were really, that was hugely mind-blowing as far as, because I stayed in some churches in Occupy, and to realize what we did wrong is to go to a shelter and watch them do it right. And you realize there's so much more planning and processing alone, and it's like, well, that was very ignorant of us to think we can do that. Like, we could have, but we had done a lot more planning, and that's where I signed with you. Like, you realize you want to help people with their needs, but it's a lot more complex than just giving them a place to live. Like, there's a lot, and we could even try to do it better than the shelters, but we have to at least approach it with the same maturity, and that's what we didn't do. And if we were organized, and my advice in the future would be, everyone who wants to organize something like that, go stay at the shelter first to see how it's organized right. And that's what I was advocating for the churches without having stayed in a shelter. And then when I had to stay in a shelter, I did, and then I realized a lot of like my own ignorance. I was like, whoa.